And greetings once again. This is your old redneck pal Todd. I am back on the back deck, which is in an absolute shambles. It's in terrible shape. I'm 30% through, just tearing the whole thing out. It's rotten. It's just not safe. But the weather fared off after, 3 or 4 weeks of rain every day. It rained like a freaking fiend all day today, but it finally quit, and the temperature's nice. So sitting out here on what's left of it, gonna throw some burgers on the grill here in just a few minutes. Actually, right after I finish this little review. So let's just get right down to it so I can get some meat going and have a nice dinner. Tonight on tap we have Hurricane Alley from Lone Rider Brewing. Now this is a collaboration effort, and I love these kind of things, with a local brewery to me, Braided River. I have a review from on a beer from Braided River called Beer Here Now. It's a German style ale. So figure that one out. But keep your eyes open for it. Lone Rider is located in Raleigh, North Carolina, and then they have what they call a hideout in Wake Forest. So now, given that they're located in North Carolina and I'm down here on the Gulf Coast and I bought this in Mobile, I'm sure they have distribution pretty well covered throughout, and maybe that's one of the reasons they teamed up with Braided River, was to plug that, to get some product in our area down here. I've not yet visited Braided River, but that's coming. That's coming soon. The one thing I still dearly love to do, as much beer as I've had and all the different styles and everything else, still love to go to the brewery and get a flight. It's just a treat. If it's not something you've done, by all means, find your local brewery and get a flight. So, and maybe that'll be a review, a video I'll do at some point. We'll talk about that. But anyway, back to the task at hand here. This Hurricane Alley is a tart wheat beer. It is brewed with passion fruit puree and orange peel. It comes in at a whopping 7.5%. So she's a beefy kid. Youch. And this can is really well made. There we go. Let's see what we got here. Oh, it's attractive. And I love a proper pint can. Love it. What a beautiful looking beer. Look at that. Just a beautiful amber color. How do you beat that? I mean, this looks every bit like a red ale in the glass. Carbonation's just right, man. That head is just perfect. And it smells a little boozy. But that's, it's 7.5%. This is no lightweight. You can definitely smell the fruit and the orange. The IBUs on it are 0, looking at the website. So and being tart, this is probably leaning more towards a sour. So let's find out. Yeah, it's a sour. And I'll give full disclosure. I'm an old fart, I don't like sours. So given that piece of info, I'm going to give this an honest go and tell you what I think about it and what I find in it, and then you guys can make the call on your own. And but look, man, one thing about 3 or 4 weeks of rain every day is the mosquitoes. I mean, it's bad enough down here in the deep south anyway, but my God, they have been just horrendous. I'm wearing enough off. Actually, it's not off. I got on Repel, and it's a 40% DEET. I'm wearing enough DEET right now I could potentially sprout an extra appendage whilst filming this particular review. This is one of the more interesting and unique beers I've had in quite a while. I mean, it says wheat beer right there on the can. It's not really something I'd put in the beer range. I mean, this is a sour ale, I'm assuming. It's like sweet tarts. It's really pretty. It's really quite pleasant. It's definitely citrusy. Doesn't have grapefruit in it, but it's really quite grapefruity. And the orange peel, the peel is definitely present. I mean, it's giving it a bitter kick, like a Cascade hop might on the finish. So this is really curious to me, and not my usual thing. So you guys bear with me on if I stutter and quit making sense on it. But it's really, it's like sour candy, sweet tarts and pixie sticks and that sort of thing. It's really quite pleasant. I'm surprised. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. Am I going to jump off in whatever, if it comes in a 4-pack or a 6-pack, I don't know. I picked it up in the build your own 6-pack thing, so I root around in that for these review beers. But look, I'm just rambling. Sorry. I've had probably 3 sours, and I think this is pretty typical. It's really similar to that. On the finish, you get the bitter, a little bit of bitterness, and I'm guessing it's from the orange peel. I don't think there's a lot of hop in here. There certainly isn't any on the nose. I'm guessing it comes from the orange peel. But all that being said, that pixie stick and sweet tart-like flavor really lingers on the finish. It's really kind of pleasant. I think, to be perfectly honest, if you had a cocktail that called for a splash of club soda at the end, and you didn't mind keeping a can open, and you were going to have more than one of those, I think this would be great for that, not only as a sipper on its own, but I think it would be a great addition to a nice tart, refreshing summertime cocktail. I think it would lend itself well to that. So I hope that I came up with some useful information. I enjoy doing these sorts of things and trying new beer. So more sours are coming, and some seltzers down the road too. And oh yeah, which reminds me that Hurricane Alley, if you find yourself in the Raleigh area or in the Wake Forest, they do their own brand of seltzers too, called Strike, spelled with a Y. 2 grams of carbs and all that kind of business. So do give all of that a try. And I'll tell you what, one more time before I sign this thing off. You know what? The more I hit on it, the more I like it. This is something that I need to explore more of. So, given that, I'm going to close this one up. So, this is your old pal Todd. I am out, and as always, Please enjoy your adult malted beverages responsibly.